Hello everybody, I hope you're ready for some Christmas because today I'm putting together two layouts from my December daily album from last year. I'm trying to wrap this up before I get into this year. And this week the creative design team is doing a collab with One Sketch Two Ways. So I'm going to be using this sketch right here. This is from our Days of December sketchbook that released last year. This is all filled with 42 6x8 sketches. So if you're going to be doing a December daily or Days of December type of thing this year, this comes in really handy, making it faster. So I'm going to be doing two layouts, both using this sketch, but I'm going to be doing the second sketch just a little bit different to show you variations to use the same sketch. Now in front of me, I have the photos I'm going to use. So this is day 13 where we went to my husband's work party at Coors Stadium and they had a cool little photo booth set up. This was for CU Boulder. And then the second page is going to be day 14, mailing out my Christmas cards. I'm going to tell the story about creating our family Christmas cards and creating my bulk assembly line. And then this is a picture of those Christmas cards and then some of the other Christmas cards that I made throughout the season that I sent to crafty friends and customers and team and all that. And then I actually have one of the Christmas cards that I made that has the letter on the back and everything. This is pretty much how I do my family Christmas card every year. I like to keep it very simple, have a photo, and then have our letter adhered to the back like that. So since I do a whole bunch of these, I keep it pretty simple, but then I get more involved in all of my other Christmas cards because I just love making them, and then I love sending them to people who will truly appreciate them, like my crafty friends and customers. So this is what I'm scrapbooking today, and when I'm doing December daily pages, I like to kind of pull out everything that I think I'm going to use and have it at the ready. Now I do have a whole box of December daily. I showed this in my organization video the beginning of last season. And so I still have that and I need to stock it with this year's products too, but I am going to be introducing the paper from this year from Close to My Heart. This is the Home for Christmas, but I'm actually only going to be using this page because when I started putting these photos on here, now these two, they're really busy photos. There's a lot going on. You see all of the little embellishments. It's almost like having all the embellishments already on there for you. And I could use this, but I want to bring in some bright green. I'll show you the little sprigs that I'm going to be using in a moment. And so this isn't bright enough. I could maybe bring in a little bit of the wood grain, but the other ones aren't going to work because they have more of a pine green and I want a bright green. So I'm definitely going to pull this out. And then also with the paper pack, I have the sticker sheet and I actually got the scrapbook kit. So I have some of the little pop out pieces. I'm not sure if some of these down here might work kind of for a little tag look or a circle. So I'm just keeping these next to me in case I want them. And then I have the sticker sheet. A lot of this isn't going to work, but then this 'Tis the Season, I was thinking that maybe could work. So I'm going to have this handy too. And then I pulled out the die cuts, and I like to pull out the catalog when I do that because you can see how they're supposed to be assembled. So I first saw the poinsettias on this paper and didn't realize there was the black backing, but I really like the black backing, so I could pull those out and see at a glance that, hey, I want to use that mailbox because I'm mailing my Christmas cards. So how perfect is that? So I like referring to this, keep your catalog handy if you're pulling this out. And then just a note, this is like a cardstock, and then this is a cardstock with laser cut images, and then this one is paperboard. So these ones are thicker and these ones are thinner. So just wanted to note that. Look at how cute and intricate this little piece is. And so you can look at this and see that has a backing too. That goes on there's a green backing and a red backing. So these are really fun pieces and I'm going to bring some of those in. And then I pulled some other pieces from my little collection. So we talked about these already. These are some sprigs from last year, and I cut a whole bunch because I love them. And then these are some sprigs from this year, and I love how little and tiny they are. They're so cute. These actually have alcohol ink on them. I did a sheet of alcohol ink and cut a bunch out. I did a whole class on exploring alcohol inks in our CDT Creatives membership group. So that's what that is from. And so I really wanted to use these, and they're nice and bright and fun. So those are going to go with the little poinsettias. I had some gold glitter things already in my stash. These are things that were already in my stash, and they go along with what's here in my picture. And then I have a few little hearts in various sizes from that paper board pack, that die cut pack that we looked at. Because of the picture of my husband and I thought maybe I might want some hearts around that, so we will see. So since I only have one paper from that collection, I pulled some others from my stash. I've got more glitter paper, and then I've got this paper this is from the Holly Jolly from a few years ago, or 2019. Boy, time sure does fly, doesn't it? Seems like just a couple years ago, actually. And then I have a little scrap of this. This is actually the same paper that is from the cards that I made, and it's in the picture too. And then this is a zip strip from another paper pack. It was actually the zip strip on here. This was a mix-in from 2019 as well. So it was the mix-in that went with this pack. So I have another zip strip if I want it, and I might because I'm doing 2 pages. All right, I just went ahead and added that because I think I'm going to want it, and it's the right color green. I like it. Okay, so my plan is to create one side like this in the sketch, and then the other one I'm going to reverse it but change it a little bit. So I think for this one, I'm going to have my 3x4 photo here, and then this one, I don't really need the balloons. They actually are forming bats, but you can't really tell, and I don't think that they're totally necessary. So I am actually going to cut this down to 3x3 like the sketch calls for. Now, if you have a photo that doesn't allow it to be trimmed down very well, but you want to use this sketch, go ahead and do it. This can stick out a little bit more, and I might kind of play with that first before I do cut it down, but you can certainly make this a 4x3 photo instead of 3x3. And then over on the other side, I'm going to alter it a little bit. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to mirror it, but these photos are wider. They are 4 inches wide, and so I'm going to have them on the left side, and then I think I will have just one strip over on the right side. So it's sort of a mirror, but scaled down. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my pieces trimmed, and then we will come back. And then I wanted to mention this is actually going to go in the middle. So it's going to be kind of 2.5 pages today. I am going to hole punch this, which is kind of scary, but it's not going to cut off too much. I think you're still going to be able to read it, but we'll hole punch this so it's kind of like a little half page all on its own. All right, so I will meet you back here. While I'm cutting my papers, I wanted to tell you that our most anticipated event of the year, the month-long 31 Days of Christmas Cards, is now open for early bird registration. Yay! Imagine having all of your Christmas cards, or most of them, done early this year. On screen right now are some of the cards from last year, but you are in for a treat with 31 more exclusive pre-recorded video classes featuring brand new designs. And every design, every class always features techniques, so you're going to learn a lot and get your Christmas cards done. You can reference all the video classes at your own pace through our private Facebook group, and there's already so much excitement over there. We are all excited for October 1st. Be sure to use the coupon code CDT EarlyBird23 during checkout. I'll have all that information and the link down below. Be sure to click the plus sign to add the coupon code near the payment box. Some people have had trouble finding it. So we hope to see you there. I've cut all my paper, and I want to walk you through my choices. So at first I thought that I was going to have this black background be the full background. I started with this page first. So imagine it like this. I cut them and everything, and then I put these on. I put just the photos on, and it just was a little bit overwhelming because we have a bit of black in here. Like I said, these pictures are already really busy. So even if I put a red matte, I wanted to add a little pop of color. So I tried that. It was a little too busy. I didn't want to do just plain cardstock because we have that here and that's going to go somewhere down here. So I thought, well, what if I just cut a strip off and use a strip of that paper and put it on a white background? And that really made these photos shine. So little touches like that make a big difference and really make your photos the star of the show. Now over here, I don't feel like it competes as much. These photos aren't quite as busy. So I kind of just did a play on, you know, this paper. So they have all the same papers. They have a similar style. They're the same sketch but reversed essentially, but we're just using the paper in different spots. So they still look like a cohesive 2-page layout. Now I don't typically, you know, I don't do these as a 2-page layout per se because they're different days, but I just wanted to illustrate the point. So over here what I did though is here I did a black matte. That's because most of my background is pretty bright, so I could get away with a dark background, and then especially since I've got this white background here. Now in these photos my background is dark, so when I have a dark background I like to have a white matte because that really makes it pop. If I had put these on a black matte, it really just blends into the background. I could even, you know, still put it onto that red and it just does not pop as much. Even if I were to have the white back here like the other one, it just kind of blends in. So we've got the different color mattes, but we have everything tied together with the same red double matte. I did cut my photos down because since I have a double matte, I wanted this one to still stay true to the sketch so it doesn't get too tight here. So this is still 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is 3 by 4, the white one, and then I cut my photo down to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So then it was just a matter of trying to decide which ones I wanted over here. And I decided on this. Now this piece called for being 1 inch wide. I don't have that, but this totally works. This was the zip strip, remember? I tried this one, I cut this one to size. This is what the sketch calls for. But this was too busy with the dark background and the dark background, and it's different looks. I do like that it goes with my papers here and then the card I'm gonna have in the middle, but I just didn't like it here, and I really, really like the green. So I just, then I have the little skinny glitter paper. A little bit of glitter paper goes a long way. If you guys don't have gold glitter paper in your stash for the holidays coming up, I highly recommend it. I go through lots of gold glitter during the holidays. So I had this piece left over from the 12-inch strip, and I wasn't going to do the 2 strips over here because it won't really fit, but I thought, well, I can just kind of tuck a little one here, and if I have the mailbox down here, I wanted to kind of ground it on the bottom, then this kind of tucks here and hides it, so I can kind of go like that, maybe have it a little, well, let's see, maybe I'll do it like that. And then we still have that color over here, but we're kind of just faking it and hiding it behind there. So then I had this tag, and I really liked the way that this gold looked, but this was just too big. It's amazing how when you start cutting things down and you go to the 6 by 8 size, it's really small. It really, you know, your space, your real estate gets taken up really fast. So at first I thought maybe this will work, but no way, that's way too big. So I cut a 1 3/4 inch strip, and I think that that will just stick there really well. So I'm just gonna make my own tag. I'm just gonna kind of trim the corner. I'll save this piece. I don't know if you guys know this trick to make sure it's even. You're gonna save it and use it on the other side, and that will make sure that both sides match. And then I'm not even gonna bother hole punching that because I'm just gonna be covering it up. So the sketch calls for having your embellishment right here. It doesn't have to be a poinsettia, although that's what's shown. But I am going to use a poinsettia, and I think I'm going to use my biggest poinsettia because I want to have 3 embellishment clusters. Even though this isn't necessarily a double page layout, I like to have the 3 since I'm doing them at the same time. I might as well, right? So I really like how the red layers on the black. The middle part is so thin, so I think it's going to be a little tricky to glue down. We might have to put a little glue on the edges of the petals here. But I have this red down here, this red here, so I think I'm going to tuck this somewhere up here. I'm going to have to be a little strategic. I might need to move this over a bit, and I might need to trim it off on the edge a little too. But I can move everything over a tad. See how that works. Might be able to get that to fit. So this is my husband. You guys may recall him from his scrapbooking video he did a couple weeks ago. And this is his coworker, Missy, who's a really good friend of ours. And his company party was at Coors Field, like I mentioned. That's where the Rockies play. We've been there, I think 3 times now, and the Padres come to play. You see my husband's San Diego hat. Always representing San Diego. That's our hometown. We are big Padres fans. Well, he's a big Padres fan. I just kind of follow along. Okay, so we've got our visual triangle. Now I want to bring in these sprigs. And we have red on red here. So I definitely want to separate that. And I'm going to put one of the larger sprigs there. I love these sprigs and how they're so small. You know what? You can't even really tell that it's a tag, but that's okay. You kind of can. So this is from this set here. This is a stamp and die set that's only available in the Home for Christmas card making workshop. So you have to get the workshop to get this, which you get paper, cards and envelopes, some embellishments. It's a really, really great kit. I always get the kids just for the stamp and die set because it's exclusive to that. And then I wanted to show you where my numbers came from. I've been using these same numbers on all of my pages. So this is a great set, the Moxie alphabet. It has coordinating dies and it has the numbers and punctuation too. So I already did all of these. They're already cut out and embossed and in my little stash. So I have them ready, which is a super huge time-saving tip. So I think I want these kind of tucked here. So the sketch called for it to be up here, but since I've got another embellishment cluster here, I don't think I want it kind of floating up there. I want to anchor it down here. Maybe I could put it right on the poinsettia. That looks kind of fun. I could do that. I think I want another sprig on here. Kind of tuck it here where we've got another red on red. And then up here, I have a little tiny sprig here that can tuck here. And since this one is kind of curving this way, I'm going to put it on this side, because if it was down here, you could put it here, but then it's kind of swooping out. I want it to swoop into the photo. I still need to glue this photo down. I wanted to show you the difference in the mats, but then I forgot to adhere it down, so I'm going to take this apart again. That's okay. I want to show you putting this together, and then I'll get it all glued down. Okay, so down here, I want to add, well, let's add our numbers first. Again, the sketch calls for them up here, but I don't want to have another point, so I want to create a cluster down here. I could kind of tuck it under the mailbox. That looks kind of cute, but then it's kind of even with this. I'm not sure I like them so, not perfectly even, but pretty close. So what if I do this? Kind of have this one tucked under. This one's kind of raised because it's on the paper board. I like that. I think I might do that. And then I can add some more little sprigs, because you can put sprigs anywhere. They don't have to be just around flowers. That's why I get so excited when they come out with these new sprig sets, because in my opinion, you can never have too many sprigs. They just can go anywhere. That one's kind of lost. I might want it up here. Oh, maybe I want this little one here. And then okay, I think I like that. This little alcohol inking is so fun. I really like it. So I still have these little gold sprigs, but I think I have enough gold. I don't need something this big. Again, you know, our real estate was taken up really fast. These pages come together so quickly. That's what I love. The sketch makes it come together quickly, and then they're such a small size that they come together quickly. I've got these little sprigs too. These were also from the card making kit from last year. I might put another one up in here. Tuck that under there. And then let's see. Maybe I'll just put them here, because I already have gold in these clusters with this, so I don't think I want more. I think I just want to bring a little bit up there because of the gold here. That's probably why my eye was thinking that I like it up there. And I am happy with this. I'm going to glue everything down, and then I'll show you the finished result. I'm going to do journaling. I'll probably do journaling strips on here so that I don't have to write, since I didn't use like a white tag. I'll just do my journal strips. So that's these guys right here. They're journal strip stickers. They're so handy because you just write out what you want and then you cut it to, you know, snip it wherever you want it. Let's see, do I like the white? I don't know if I'm gonna like that look actually. I might just write with my black pen straight on here. It should show up on the craft. Things are getting serious. I've got my crocodile. How many of you have this crocodile still? I've had it for so long. Okay, I'm gonna show you the finished pages, I promise, but I'm gonna show you how I put this in first. So I have it on the bottom so that when it's open like this, it's covering the picture of the card, and you can still see all of these cards since this is basically the same as this essentially. So I am going to line it up so that it is equal on both sides of the ring, and I'm going to come in far enough. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm going to come in far enough so that I have enough space so it doesn't like fall out. Okay, I eyeballed it, but I want to actually measure it. So just under a centimeter, because that's the side I actually happened to grab. I think that's good enough. Okay, so we're going to chop off the Y. I think that is okay. I think you'll still be able to read temporary. And then we will do this side. That is going to be pretty darn perfect. Oh, I love it. Okay, so that's how it's going to go in the album. So here's a close-up at what we did today. It's so, so cute. I love it. This might be my favorite spread. Or not really a spread, but you know what I mean. Kind of made it a spread. So fun, and I love this little interactive element. And then I can go back and read about 2022 here on the back of our Christmas cards, our little recap. I love that. So let's take a look at the comparison of the sketch. So here is the sketch that we used. Two ways. We've got it the pretty much original way, and then we reversed it and just brought it down to one, basically just the edge of it here. So one sketch, two ways. If you are interested in this sketchbook, I will have it linked down in the description below. And there's another 6x8 coming very, very soon, new for this year. And we also have an 8.5 by 11. So I will leave the link down to our Creative Design Team shop down below, and you can check those out.
Don't forget to check out the rest of the Creative Design Team's channels to see their take on One Sketch Two Ways. There's a playlist here for you. And check out the 31 Days of Christmas Cards registration link down in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.